Hi. In parts 1 and 2 we loaded 9mm ammunition using Vy N310 powder and 124 grain full metal jacket flat nose bullets by Ammotech. We learned that 3.1 grains of powder is enough for most pistols, but that the Luger requires at least 3.5 grains. I also mentioned that the Lahti L35 will not feed this ammunition from the magazine. I suspected that the geometry of the flat-nose bullet may be the problem, and that diagnosis turned out to be correct. This time we will try a round-nose bullet. I have 124 grain full metal jacket bullets by AlsaPro from the Czech Republic. They are slightly longer than the Ammotech bullets. As the cartridge overall length is the same, 29mm, that means the bullet sits deeper in the case, which in turn means that we should get higher pressures and higher velocities with the same amount of powder. As with the Ammotech, I will make two loads, 3.1 and 3.5 grains. In part 2, I shot Ammotech bullets through the chronograph. However, at the time the air temperature was 25 degrees centigrade. Now it is -15. Since it is quite possible that the 40-degree difference in temperature will have an effect on the pressures and the velocities, and since we want comparable data, I will first repeat the earlier test and shoot some Ammotechs with an H&K USP and a broom handle. I will also give the summer velocities for comparison to see if there is a difference. As you see, the cartridge is slower by about 10 meters per second. Next, we will shoot AlsaPro bullets with the same charge, 3.1 grains, through the USP and the broom handle. As could be expected, the longer round-nose bullet is clearly faster, by about 10 meters per second. 3.1 grains of powder was too little for the Luger with the Ammotech bullets, and the same is true with the AlsaPro bullets. And this is also the case with the L35, which, just like the Luger, requires more propellant. Next, we will make a reshoot with the Ammotech bullets and 3.5 grains of powder, and see how the results compare with last summer's figures. Very consistently, the velocities are lower by about 10 meters per second compared to the summer's readings. And they are also consistently higher by about 20 meters per second than with the lighter powder charge. Finally, we will have round nose bullets and 3.5 grains of powder. These cartridges should work in all pistols, including the Luger and the L35. Let's see what happens. An interesting detail is that the bullet is much slower when fired from a Luger, by 10 to 15 meters per second. This is something that we also observed last summer with the flat-nose bullets. The conclusion I would draw from these experiments is that this last variation with a round-nose bullet and 3.5 grains of powder is too hot to be safely used. In the summer, the velocities will be between 300 and 320 meters per second, and we would like to keep it under 300. I will therefore reduce the powder charge to something like 3.3 grains and see if that's enough to cycle the Luger and the Lahti L35.